Peace and blessing, everybody, and happy Canada Day to all my fellow Canadians. Today's tutorial is going to be Canada Day inspired. I call it the double double. The reason I call it that is because we're going to be using two scarves, one white, one red. Makes sense? It's Canada Day. You're also going to need two underscarves or headbands. I don't advise using the bun, which I've shown in the other tutorials. One of the reasons for that is because we're going to be adding volume to this whole thing already, as it is with the scarves, so you don't want to add any more under it. You do want to have a very tight scarf. Now I've actually pinned this one even tighter so that it would stay. You will have two scarves on, so you don't want it to slip. If you have one of those tie-on bonnet, it might be even better because it will refrain from everything falling apart. So that's what we're going to do. Let's start right away. I'm going to be using a lot of these little straight pins. So if you don't have one of those wheels, one of those pinwheels, get one. We will be using that many today. So we're going to start with the white scarf. Now this is just one of those long white shawl. Try and get one that's not too see-through. It does help. So today we're going to go all the time from left to right. So you're going to start by pinning the left side in the very back of your neck using a straight pin. You're going to want to just adjust it just to make it look like it's going in the same angle as the one that's already there. So you want to adjust the white scarf like this so it looks perfect. And pin it again in the back. Now we're going to add the red scarf. Red scarf. The magic of this is you're going to be pinning it almost at the same spot. So again, from left to right. We're going to start at the very back. Now if you have red and white pins, it's beautiful. It's going to help blend in the whole style, but it's not necessary. I mean, you use what you have on hands. Just be careful. There will be a lot of pins, so try not to pin yourself with it. So what you're going to do is, again, try and take it so that it follows the line from the bottom here, just so you don't see it. And then right on top of your head, you're going to want it to blend. So kind of straight lines so that it looks crisscrossed here, crisscross there. There you go. And again, pin at the back. Just right. If possible in the middle, if not, that's fine. So what you're going to do here is take the red scarf on one side and the white scarf on the other. You'll see why in a moment. Take the white scarf, and we're going to add one more layer. One more. This time you want to leave the space here, and then make it look crisscross here. So yeah, you want the space there and crisscrossed right on top. Now you might have to adjust some of the layers so that it does look very much crisscross. You'll see with practice it actually works. So again, pinned in the back. Now make sure that when you pin your white scarf, if at all possible, you pin it over your red scarf. So your red scarf is pulled in right onto the side and you pin under it. So basically so that the red scarf is on one side and the white is on the other. And again, you still have two sides. Now you still have a lot of white scarf. We're going to be using all of it for the last little part. So once again, pull over And again, this is why I make you separate them, is because you want the white scarf on one side and the red on the other. So as much as possible, give it a space here. And crisscross, and then right on top of the angle here. Now, just this moment. Because it has unadjusted, I am going to readjust it right here. You might have to pin it in other places to make sure it stays with these wonderful crossing. Can get rather complicated after a while. If you don't, I'm going to take one more pin, add to it right here. Nothing complicated. And then with the white, again, you want it to merge here and then look crisscrossed at the top. Having issues with this. Okay. And then you take it once again and pin at the very back. Not sure if you can see. There you go. So now you have this part and this. Now with the white, what you're gonna do, I'm sorry, I'm gonna move a little so you can see it, is just twist it and start rolling. Now, you adjust it to where you want to see it be. Again, if more pins are required to make sure that the crisscross stays, please adjust as need be. And this is why I said you do need a lot of pins for this. It's better to have too many than not enough. And this style definitely requires a lot. So what you're going to be doing after you've just basically created a circle, you take more pins. Shocking. And just, if you can see it, I don't know if I can show you here. Just pin through and into the curve and into it. So you're going to be doing this all around. So into the scarf, into the there. And you want to make sure that even the last little parts are twisted so that it doesn't look funny. And once again, into the scarf and then into. Now if you're having issues with that last little bit, try and as much as possible perhaps roll it inside or tuck it inside, so that it doesn't show too much. Make sure you cover your pins. And again, it's a lot about adjusting it so that it looks as it should. And then pinning it so it never moves again. One of the things I do advise, I don't usually advise putting a lot of hair products under your scarves. However, for this particular style, if you wanted to make sure it stays very tightly on your head, I did put hairspray beforehand under my underscarf, and that way my underscarf itself is basically glued to my hair. There you go. There you go. And here, just a little bit more pulling. There. Alright, so this is what you have on the top. It really does not look, it very much looks crooked. I'm sorry guys. There you go. A little bit better. Alright, so this is what you have on the top, and you have this. I'll show you the back. Okay, now let's go play with the red one again. So you have this end of the scarf here. What you're going to do right now is come cover basically the back of your neck. So you're going to pull just a little bit and go pin it in the back of your neck. So you can either pull it a lot or a little depending on what you need right here. Personally, I'm just going to cover it a wee tiddly bit because I want to be able to pin my hijab further after. So there you go. You're just going to get a little bit of coverage in the back of your neck. which you're gonna like, because we're gonna be putting more later, so don't worry too much about it right now. Pull it in the front. Go pin your red scarf almost at the base of that new bun you've created. So just here. That's also where I've pinned the lower one, and that way it almost looks seamless. Alright, so now you have nice coverage in the front. Bring it all to the top. And when I say all, I really mean all of it to the top. And once again, you might want to pin as you see fit, according to coverage you want and the look you want. So you have this around the bun. Now if you want to see what I'm doing here, I'm just folding the edge here so that that's what they see rather than, sorry, I'm doing it backwards. That's my kind of luck. So I'm sorry, it sounds like I'm doing this for the first time, and I swear I'm not, but just a little complex. There you go. Now you're going to want to pull it just so that it looks like another line in there. And bring it. Not sure if you can see what I'm trying to achieve right now, but you want to fold it a little bit so that it does seem seamless, but at the same time you want it to go all the way across. So I'll pin it right behind my ear along with basically all the other layers. Right there. So now you have this layer here. What you're going to do is bring it under the bun. And go pin it again under your scarf. So basically the same place you pinned it on this side, you want to repin it there. And if possible, under the layers. So you're going to pull the layers here, bring the scarf from the back here. And I'm going to try and see if I can make sure you can see what I'm doing. And there you go. Then pull back those layers. And there you go. I always seem to have one side that poofs more than the other, but that's the risk of the job. Unfortunately, hijabs are very much like hair where they don't always do what you want it to. So pull it back on your head as tightly as you can. Adjust what needs adjusting. And there you go. Now the fun part of this Canada Day look is that you're going to be able to go outside with this. It's actually fairly light compared to most looks. I mean, it covers a lot here, but if you get a scarf that's light enough, it's actually going to just be very light on your neck. It does cover a little bit in the back, depending on how much you actually left for it to cover, according to how much you left there. That's how much coverage you're gonna get. And the beautiful thing about pinning it so far back, and that's the reason why I do it, is because Canada Day is a hot day. So I want to be able to wear sunglasses. So this is the look. This is how it looks at the top. This is how it looks at the back. Happy Canada Day, everybody.